welcome again to the Ani Marie YouTube channel. I love you guys with all my heart. Today we are talking about no limits. No limits. There is no limits to this thing that we call life, because we will be forever getting better. We will be forever growing. We will be forever achieving greater goals, bigger concepts, newer ideas, being more creative and being more of who we are called to be. So there is no limits for what we can do and the energy that we have to be great. So that's what we're talking about today. That's today's topic. I have great expectations to this motivation for you guys, that you will love it and you'll just feel fantastic after this, and hopefully you'll be living with no limits anymore, because that's how you should live, right? So I love you guys and I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe to the Ani Marie YouTube channel. Please share it with your friends, your family, people that you feel would benefit from it. Like it. I love your comments. Please comment. You know I love your comments. I love you and I love you and I love you, and I hope that you enjoy. What I want to say is, when you elevate, there's something I want to say real quick. When you elevate, watch your friends. I'm going to say this one more time. When you elevate, watch your friends. Check your circle. That's all I have to say. Anytime you go to a transition in life that makes you greater, I want you to start evaluating the people that are around you and how they celebrate you and what they do. Is everything that they do, are they acting, are they dealing with self, or they're celebrating your victory, or they're celebrating your success? That's what matters. My Nola! Hi, Nola! Grand rising to you, gorgeous. Bishop, come on now. Come on now. I just have to add that in there real quick, because it happens. It happens. People that are real close, people that are next to us, we begin to figure out who is for us and who is for what we're for. You're attached to me because I bring something to your life to elevate you. Do you see what I mean? So when my elevation comes, I don't really care about that, because all I care about is mine. Do you see that? And a lot of times you're my best friend. You support me, this and that. Thank you, Dre. No, I love you so much. Candy, you be in my brain. Facts. Come on. But the problem is, we love people so much, we have blinders up. And then when we celebrate and when we move forward in our life, when we're celebrating something, what happens? We don't see everything for what it is. We don't look around. We don't take a moment because we're so excited with what's going on. No, I told you guys this before. I was at kind of like my engagement party or whatever. Not even engagement party. When I got pretty. Hi, beautiful. My love, blinders be thick and dark. Come on now. Those sunglasses be thick and dark when it comes to the people that we're connected to. I love you, pretty. Grand rising to you, beautiful. Welcome forward, love. So when you move forward in your life, I know I didn't even touch on the topic, which is no limits, but it's kind of all connected. When you start walking in a life that has no limits, you need to begin to check your circle. And I'll forever understand that, because they are amazing. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Okay, so what I wanted to say is, I just wanted to tap in this before I get into no limits, right? I wanted to tap in this. I said, I had to turn this down because I said, when you elevate, check your surroundings. Do you hear me? When you elevate, watch your friends. When you elevate, don't be so blind because of the success, because of the rewards, that you're not able to see what's going on around you. Stop me. Right. Rudy, hey love. When you elevate, check your surroundings. That's what I'm saying. When you begin to elevate it, when you're walking in a life that has no limits, you need to be not so blind by love, not so blind by your love for people, that you do not begin to look and review and see your surroundings. Okay, so you gotta watch, you gotta check your circles. Everybody can't go to the levels that you go to. They want to, that's why they're attached to you. They want to, but they know they can't, that's why they don't celebrate you. You need to begin, come on, right, Nola. You need to begin creative. I love you, Monroe. Absolutely. Let's talk about it, sunshine. When we begin to elevate in our life, when we're walking in a place that there is no limits, there's no boundaries to this thing that we call life, to this experience that we have been blessed with. When we're walking in that, we got to begin to check the people that are closest to us when we begin to elevate. Are they lifting us? Are they spotting us? Are they concerned about how we're going up? Are they celebrating us as we're going up, or are they watching on the sidelines? Are they too busy contemplating how they can get there without celebrating you getting there? I'm trying to have us learn something for a second. Are the people that are closest to us celebrating our elevation, or are they thinking and stopping to figure out how they can elevate too? And choosing not to celebrate in the time that it's a celebration. No, I want my friends. I need you guys to catch this. I want my friends to want to be high. I want them to elevate too. I want them to process in their mind this elevation, and I want them to level up with me. But a true friend knows a time and a season for all things. It is your season, and I love you unconditionally. I gotta celebrate you. We're gonna lift you up. It's all about you. It's not about me right now. It's your time to shine. We're gonna get you up here. We're gonna move you up, and we're gonna get you there, and you're gonna see my support. You're not just gonna see it, you're gonna feel it. You're not gonna have to look for me. Hello, I'm already there. Am I getting to somebody? Is somebody trying to understand what we're saying? So true. I was wondering why my sister was throwing so much shade towards me. Come on, Monroe. We gotta sit there and sit back. And I talk about this all the time. And what I'm saying is we can't be so blind to the point that we are covered with the love from the elevation that we're dealing with, that we don't start looking around to check our friends. Because if we can't find our friend in our elevation, then they are not our friend. If I gotta look for you when it's time to celebrate me, then I don't consider you my friend. And that's what I have to say. We have to get more real, more mature about what we're dealing with and what we're doing, where we're not so blind to the point that we're blinded by the elevation and we don't really see the trueness of people that are around us. Thank you, Empress. I know it's hard because we don't want to lose friends, and we don't want to lose friends that we've been banking on the good thing that they did to us 5 years ago, and they haven't did nothing good for us since then. And we're banking on that very one moment that they did something for us, and we're still saying, yeah, that's my friend. No, if they do not celebrate you in your elevation, they are not your friend. I don't care. I don't care who, no, hey, hi, bye, whoever. It doesn't matter. Candy said it. I'm not taking it back. And it's the truth. It's the truth. I live a life of no limits. So my friends can't have limits. Come on now. Now we're going to get into the title. Now we're getting into the motivation. I live a life of no limits. So my friends, more money. Hey, love. Oh, food for the soul. Goldilocks. Yes, I love it here. Oh, I love you here, love. I love you here. Oh, you're so pretty. I love your locks. They're golden. Goldilocks. Yes. So we're going to talk about no limits. No limits. No limits. No boundaries. I see increase all around me. Stretch forth Enlarge my territory. That's what we're asking. Enlarge my territory. We're done with living a life of limits. We're done with never be good enough to break out. Come on, Mia. Come on, Nola. Thank you, love. We're done with the chains. We're done with the locks. We're done with being held down. We're done with reaching our capacity. I'm living a life of no limits. Scorpio, hey, love. I'm living a life of no limits. I know I'm worth more than this. My parents put limits on me. The generational curses put limits on me. My spouse has put limits on me. My children have put limits on me. I am standing in the mirror and looking at self and saying, King, no more limits. And looking at self and saying, Queen, no more limits. I refuse to live under limits no more. It says no limits, no boundaries. I see increase all around me. I don't know, Candy. I keep trying to do this thing. I keep trying to press forward. I keep trying to move forward, but I keep feeling like I'm hitting a wall. That is because you have built a wall around your life. You can't move forward. You don't feel increase. You don't see increase around you because there is a limits to what you can have. There is limits on the perception of what you can have, what you own, what you possess, what is tangible, what is not, what is real and what is not, what you can have and what you don't have. No limits. Thank you, no lie. No limits. No limits, no boundaries. God be the bulldozer. Come on, Goldie. That's what I'm talking about. No limits. Hey, Queen. No limits, no boundaries. I see increase all around me. I'm going to stretch forth and I'm going to break forth. How do you do it, Candy? How do you live a life of no limits? How do you stretch forth? How do you break forth? How am I able to... How am I able to see increase around me? You got to release me. I ain't even getting that deep today. I should say I'm not even taking that long to get deep today. Release me. You past trauma, release me from it. You toxic relationship, release me. The spirit of doubt, release me. The spirit of fear, release me. That spirit of failure, release me. The spirit of not being good enough, of perfection, release me. The only way I could live with no limits is if I'm released and enlarge my territory. Mia, thank you, love. If I'm in chains, I can't get there. I can't make it. I can't move. I can't grow. I can't expand. We have chains that are locked down on our feet from our past. We have chains from our family experiences. Family members got chains on our ankles. Friends got chains on our ankles. Our past relationships of people who said they love us and they really didn't got chains on our relationship. We are on our ankles. We have chains on ourselves. That's right. Some of those chains was created by you. Some of those chains is your doubt for yourself. Some of those chains is that you're not enough. Some of those chains is you always are in failure. Some of those chains is self. We could dig through every single one of those chains and try to figure out mahogany, yes, and we own the lock but refuse to use it. Yes. Come on. Those chains that are on our ankles, some of the thickest chains are the ones that we place there from self. We have to say, self, release me. I don't have to be perfect. Release me. I'm enough. Release me. You're beautiful. Release me. You're strong. Release me. You're good enough. Release me. I need to be released so I can expand. I need to be released so I can live this life with no limits. I don't want to know what it is to hit the ceiling. I want to go further. I don't want to know what it is to touch the clouds. I want to go further. I don't want to know what it is just to hit the universe. I want to go deeper. How much do we want it? How much do we love ourselves to want to test the possibility of being limitless? In order for me to see increase around me, I got to see it. I have to see the vision. I have to be able to visualize it. I got to be able to visualize it. I got to see the increase that around me. I got to recognize that I got to be released from some things in order to walk in a light that has no limits, to walk in a light that has no limits, that has been called for me. I'm asking you to dream again, king and queens, to believe again. Somewhere you lost hope. Do you hear me? I say, Goddess. And take the limits off of me. I'm asking you to dream again, to believe again. And I'm asking you to take the limits off. Say, take the limits off of you. Live a life with no limits. Say, God, I love you, my queen. So I'm asking you to hope again. Somewhere you lost hope, and trust again. And take the limits off. We have limits. We have limits due to hope that we don't have anymore, to the trust that we don't have anymore, to the dreams that we lost. We've been through so much that we don't even believe anymore. That's why we live this life of limits. But he knows the plans for your life, and he says, take the limits off. The creator, the one that has made the world, that has created every human being, every species, he's asking you to dream again, to believe again. Take back what has been stolen. And take the limits off. Take the limits off of me. Hope again. Hope again. You're worthy of it. You're deserving of it. Your value is too great. Hope again. I'm asking you to hope again and trust again and take the limits off. Take the limits. Take the limits off, king and queens. Take the limits off. Release everything that is allowing you to live in a life of bondage, to live in a life of chains, to live in a life of limits. You have to be able to look that thing square in the eye and tell it, release me. The hurt, yes, Day, release me. I had to do that with my mother. My mother's abuse that she did to me and loving me, not loving me right and doing all those things to me. I had to say, release me. Release me. Release me. I gotta be free from this thing. Release me. I gotta be free from this thing. Release me. And you gotta say it and believe it and walk in it. He's gonna do it for you. I'm going to live a life of no limits. I'm going to do it because I deserve it. I'm going to do it because of it has been spoken to me. I'm no longer going to let people hold me back. I'm no longer going to let myself hold me back. I'm going to start walking in what was called for me. What was called for me. Do you see that? I'm going to start walking in that very thing. I'm going to do it. No limits, no boundaries. I see increase all around me. Stretch forth, break forth, release me. Enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory. Once you start to create love, once you start doing that, you live a life without limits. You will live a life that has no limits on love. You will live a life that has no limits on goals. You will live a life with no limits on happiness. You will live a life with no limits on joy. You will live a life with no limits on unconditional love. You will live a life of that. Melanin, hey love. How beautiful. You will live a life of that. A life of no limits. Do you hear me, Melanin? A life of no limits on love. A life of no limits on understanding. A life of no limits on knowledge. A life of no limits on peace. A life of no limits on joy. A life of no limits of greatness. A life of no limits of destiny. That life. The life that you have been called to live. This isn't just come up. This wasn't just decided today. This was planned. That he said, you don't know the plans that I have for you. This was planned before you was created in your mother's womb. This was the plans before you was created in your mother's womb. To live a life of no limits. To live a life of greatness. It's in your blood. It's who you are. You are a God being, and that is how God beings live a life of no limits. You could never tell a king in the natural that there's something that he cannot do. You could never tell a queen in the natural that there is something that she cannot do, because they live a life of no limits. And if you call yourself king and you call yourself queen, live the life of it. Because it's yours. It's yours. Hey, Super. Hey, love. Thank you, Nate. It's yours. No limits, no boundaries. How can I do it? I could do it by releasing the things that are holding me down. Speaking with authority, and in the atmosphere, there is power of life and death in the tongue, and you begin to cast that thing down. Release me. Release me. Release me, spirit of doubt. Release me, spirit of fear. Release me, spirit of hopelessness. Release me, spirit of perfection. Release me. Every thought of not being enough, release me. Every thought I'm not good enough, release me. Everyone that said I would never be loved, release me. I'm not living a life of limits anymore. No limits, no boundaries. I'm going to see increase all around me in everything I do. Anything that I do with my children, anything that I do with my family, anything that I do with my friends, anything that I do with my purpose, I'm going to see increase. And if it's anything otherwise, I'm not connected to it. Right. Because I cannot be in a place to live a life with no limits and the people surrounding me do. It's the last I'm going to say. Do you hear me? I cannot live a life of no limits and the people that I am connected to do. They live a life of limits. They live a life of always having excuses. They live a life of just a standard is okay. They live a life of just good enough is enough for them. That is what I'm talking about. I cannot live a life of limitless life if the people that are around me aren't limitless also. You have to speak to those relationships and say, release me. Because you're not going where I'm headed. Release me because you cannot make it to the next level with me. Release me. I'm living off of a limitless life now. Release me. I can't be attached to you with all your bondage because you're holding me down. Release me. At the end of the day, you have to love yourself more, king and queens. And when you love yourself more at the end of the day, you will love people better. You will love people better. That's it for you guys. I love y'all. Live a life of no limits. See increase all around you. See increase in your relationships. See no limits in their life. That's what matters. I need people that are on the same frequency at me, the same vibration, the same realness. I need that because that's the way I can continue to live this life without limits. That is my goal. Love me better to love others. Yes, yes. Love me more to love. Yes, love me more. Love me better to love others better. Yes. That was excellent. Absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. Wasn't that amazing? That was amazing. Okay. No limits no more. You have no excuses. No limits to life. You're going to maximize your life. You're going to walk in what you have been called to walk in. And we're going to do it because you are absolutely amazing and you deserve it. You deserve it. So the topic today, no limits. We will not be functioning on any limits no more. No limits anymore. I love you, love you, love you. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe again to the Ani Marie YouTube channel and share it with your friends and your family. And I love when you comment, like the videos, let me know your opinion, your likes, your dislikes, all that fun stuff. So I love you, love you, love you. Enjoy your day. Have a beautiful, amazing life.